Well, hello, chummers! Welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall, where we last left off. We went and found Green Winters. He was dead. We hung out, talked to some people, tried to, I don't know, get that girl on the right track. She's not. She still just wants to party. And the other girl, we gave her teddy bear and her cookbook, and she gave us $100. But I don't think she's going to go right back to the life of crime that she lives, which is fine. I mean, you can't save them all, right? So now we're back. We're gonna hopefully find somebody to, somebody or something where we can read these CDs off of, because that's what we got. Bunch of, compact discs with data on it. It's very strange for the future. Blitz looks up at your approach. The table beside him is littered with cigarette butts, and a data jack cable dangles from the portable terminal set up by his side. Hey, Chief, you need something? Just checking in. You doing all right? His smile widens. Great, Chief. I'm doing just great. It's real nice to be able to wind down and relax for a change. No more worrying about this ganger or that ganger sneaking behind me and slipping a knife between my ribs. He slaps the table with a grin. It's a good change, Chief, I've got to say. I hope you don't betray me or nothing. I feel like we're on good terms, Blitz. You're gonna have to shave those mutton chops. Ain't nobody ever made mutton chops look good. Well, who is that guy from Gangs New York? Abraham Lincoln, right? You know what I mean. No one is ever really safe. Good. Glad to hear. We're happy to have you on the team. Of course you are. He gestures at himself with a flourish. What's not to be happy about? Now that you're all settled in, I've got a few questions for you. Blitz glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table, then turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose, but try to keep it short, okay? I've got things to do. How long were you in Drogenkip? I ended up there after the anarchist revolution of 39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was. How much money I could have made working the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. And so, being young and dumb, I fell in with a gang crowd, and that was that. You were a member of a drug gang? Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, look at me. He does his best to give you a winning smile. I'm a trustworthy guy. Prove it. Tell me about the gang that you ran with. Well, I don't know that much, Chief. I wasn't a member of the gang leadership or anything. I'm not really sure why you care, either. Consider it a test. I need to know where your loyalties lie. He rolls his eyes. If that's what it'll take for you to trust me, fine. Anything for you, Chief. Well, where to begin? When I first arrived in Drogenkip, I spent some time taking in the lay of the land. The Schwarzenherzen were still pretty small gang, strictly street level, but I could see they were going places. I did a little pro bono decking for their leader, a fat little dwarf named Dieter. Soon enough, I was part of the family. Immediately, if your name is Dieter, or no, who is it? Is it Gunther? No, it's Dieter, right? The fat German kid from Simpsons, right? For a drug gang, the Schwarzenherzen were decent enough folks. I made a lot of money with them. Helped them take the hotel in the first place. We had a lot of good years there. Then Dieter was killed in a firefight, and our happy little family fell apart. Was that when the hotel got attacked? Blitz takes a deep breath, shifts his weight from one foot to the other. Not exactly. The Schwarzenherzen maintained their hold on Drogenkip, but the change of leadership was bad news for me. After Dieter kicked the bucket, his second-in-command took over. She was a real piece of work, called herself Leonie Luster. She had a vicious streak a mile long, and she was none too fond of me. I can't imagine why not. I know, what's not to like? Maybe she felt threatened by my friendship with Dieter back before he ate that bullet, or maybe she was just jealous of my rugged good looks. Who the hell knows? The point is, she went after me, vigorously. Within 24 hours of Dieter's death, I had a price on my head, and then the hotel got taken over. So that's what you need to know about the Schwarzenherzen. They were a great gang, a powerful gang. I helped to make them that way. Then they had a management turnover and everything went to hell. Blitz rocks back on his feet and his hands in his pocket. That's it. End of story. Anything else you want to talk about? What? Come on. Smash keys. Dumb furrowed brow. Apparently Smash keys isn't... that's the worst part, I feel like. I'm not trying to critique too much, but I would much rather not to see what I'm missing. You know, basically they're like, oh yeah, if you were just a little bit stronger, you could threaten him. Oh hey, if you were just a little bit smarter, you could probably do that. Just make those blank so I can't see it. Nothing else, I'm satisfied. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Yeah, Blitz is gonna betray us. I can feel it in my bones, my smashed bones. What's this? Looks like a submersible or something. It's like an old-timey wheelchair. Look at this. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff around this place. Hey Dante, how come I never can bring you on a run, eh? You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set into a scruffy face looking back at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. On some instinctive level, he must know that his master is gone. Dante lets out a small whine, then rubs his head against your leg. Pet him. Oof. Yeah. Beautiful. Much obliged. So can I... I want to sell my drugs. I'm not going to take them. Paul Amzil. Amzil's expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Igor has told me of Green Winters' death. She said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. She shouldn't have done that. Speaking for the team is my job, not hers. It wasn't a pretty sight. Amzil nods gravely. I know that you and Igor have had your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken by the sight of Winters' body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe, a package full of very old discs. May I see them? Hand over the discs, of course. Good, good. Gingerly, Amzil lifts a disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn it in his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across its surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. I can probably guarantee you that you haven't seen it. I mean, do they still kind of exist now, right? Discs? I feel like everything is going either on the cloud or thumb drives, or I don't know. It's a DVD RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. That's right. Do you know how we can read these things? He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc that I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside called the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor, Malit Hoyldi. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. Why don't you do it yourself? This might come as a shock, but I'm not your errand boy. I'm on it. See, Mashkeys is just ready to help. Just a helpful kind of guy, you know? Trying to advance the storyline. I wish not everything went dark. I mean, I understand. It is useful to kind of... like a fog of war. Oh, there she is. Hey, I know you. Pretty lady. Welcome back. What can I do for you? Item broken drone. Item broken drone. I acquired this drone. Can you get it up and running again? Yeah, probably. It might take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old corp drones. Can't make any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it on your hands. I'll start right now. See you later. Okay, well. Hang on a second. There's something else that I wanted to talk to you about. She glances back at you. Yes, go on. I'm listening. Got that drone fixed yet? These things, they take time. I'm making progress, though. Give me a little more. No, I'm looking for something I can play back a DVD RW. Really, that is old tech. Very old, in fact. Just a moment, I'll go look. She turns to rummage through a bin of obsolete components in the back of her stall. Ah, yes, here it is. The dwarf wrestles a mid-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. This display has old enough looking hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know. Vintage. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There's a scavenger there, a primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone here in the Cruise Bazaar can help you find your DVD player, he can. But he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. Of course, things like freaking 200 years old now. 100 years old. She takes a deep breath and smiles up at you. But you are not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I could give you the display for, say, 200 new yen. Paul Amzil said charge it to his account. Ah, very well. I will have it packaged up and delivered to Herr Amzil straight away. Best of luck finding your DVD reader. I wish you well. Well, thank you, lady. Come on, Dante. Should see if I can buy some armor, maybe. Oh, look, there we go. Oh, hey, Gunny. Unari. This is the guy who sold me my gun. I have cash and I need weapons. Show me the goods. Okay. Can I sell some stuff? So let's sell that. Let's sell one medkit so we can have some more room. Let's sell some drugs because I'm not going to use them. Let's keep the grenade, actually. We're making $100. That was barely anything. Secure armor. Well, actually, what kind of armor do we have? Do I not have any? I don't have any armor? Well, let's buy some armor then. Confirm. Oh, no, see, I had some. Oh, secure clothing. Armor 1, basic clothing for a Shadowrunner. This is armor 4 and 5 HP, so that's beautiful. That looks ugly. That looks terrible. Confirm. Hey, I'm back. Let me buy some stuff. I'm not done yet. So, what? So sell this armor. And then I have an Uzi, 624. Sell. And then so you have another SMG, preferably. Oh, hey, cool. Defiant Super Shock. Okay, there we go. So this is the one I have. I should get a smart link. Yeah, you have nothing. Nothing I want. If there were brass knuckles, that'd be kind of cool. Alright, never mind then. What an ugly coat. What was your name? Schroeder. A stout old man looks up at you from whatever old tech he's tinkering with to squint at you through thick old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with an oil-stained finger and he straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff but well-meaning tone, heavily accented with German tonality. Guten Tag. What can I do for you? Well, apparently he's southern. Malit tells me you're the man to speak to about DVDs. That little shrew sent you my way, huh? Schroeder's smiles broaden. Will wonders never cease. Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Schroeder Buckman, at your service. The old man raises a grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged? Some old components? Velict? I'm indeed your man. Wonderful. How about that DVD player? Well, let's see. I think I got something that'll work for you. Schroeder rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. Ah, here we go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. 2010 model. Real beauty. Schroeder's smile broadens and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. I've fixed her up and got her running, but without any discs to read, I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much do you want for it? Schroeder glances back at the DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Well, I'll admit, I'm a little loath to part with her. There's plenty of folks out there who really appreciate the older players such as this. I don't know what your intentions are for it. I suppose, given the time and trouble I took putting her back together, I'd be willing to part with it for, say... Schroeder's eyes dart over your gear, calculated expression on his face. About 500 new yen? 500 new yen. Hand over a credit stick. Deal. That's ridiculous. I'm short on cash, actually. Let's try to trade. The old man pauses for a moment, considering. I tell you what. A few months ago, I had call it a difference of opinion with that Barakazi fellow from the soy calf shop. He hasn't let me into his establishment since, and I'd sell my mother for a decent cup of coffee. You get me a cup of Turkish coffee, or real stuff, not that fake junk, and I'll give you the DVD player. Sound like a deal? Turkish coffee. Hand me your coffee. As it happens, I have a mug right here. I don't remember when I got this, but apparently I have it. Old coffee from my pockets. Yeah, thank you. Schroeder gratefully accepts the coffee, then snaps the lid back and inhales deeply, wiggling his mustache as he processes the scent. Yep, that's the real stuff, all right. Schroeder gingerly picks up the ancient device from the table and presses it into your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn and rattles a bit when you move it. Give her some good use, okay? Oh. Thank you, Schroeder. That coffee must be old and stale by now. Maybe he doesn't mind old and stale coffee. Some people don't. Some people are weird like that. Me, personally, I love old and stale coffee. I drink it all the time. Mostly because I brew a pot and I forget that I brew it. Brewed it. Paul Amzil. Paul? Come on, Paul. Paul? Talk to me, Paul. It seems that Amzil has assembled a team in your absence. They stand in the group around the old display that you had Malit deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Smash Keys, have you procured a DVD reader? Hand Amzil the DVD player. I have it right here. Good. This should only take a moment. Amzil disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. Smash Keys went to the trouble of fetching everything. Let him do the honors. Amzil steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. Oh, gee. Way over there, huh? A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life and a menu fills the screen. Play track 1. The screen goes black, and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display's speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live and the disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. Timestamp on the screen is 20:34:09:15. Adrian Vaclair. Hermie, I think I found her after all this time. Feuerschwinge. I knew that she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse on a high-pitched sound. Needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Taking a team to the SOX to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? Don't worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protests, civil uprising, and you'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX, but I do know one thing. If the fire wing is still in danger, I will put an end to her, once and for all. The display goes to black and the background whine fades away. A moment later, you find yourself deposited back at the menu screen. Play track 3. There's a grinding sound from the DVD tray. Green Winters' image appears on the screen. There is an eager look on his face. Timestamp on the video, 2054:10:12. Is that what Green Winters looked like? Stumbled upon the archival footage of Feuerschwinge's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people bringing her down. I've got the footage all queued up to play, starting it now. Additional comments to follow. The slow whir of the DVD player shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen margin. The date, July 6, 2012. Whoa! Disorienting? It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky. The telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in and you can make two figures standing in the ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Oh, I love this. Look at this. Love it. Reporter. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, we are coming into you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Feuerschwinge launched an unprovoked attack on the sleepy Harz mountain town. and you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Survivor. The camera switches focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible, just pure chaos. So many people are dead, people I know roasted alive. Were trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though? Your wife? Your kids? Yeah, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours, I don't know. We stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, when the air cooled down, the reporter nods and the man continues, we stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage and this dense cloud of black, oily smoke and the stench in the air. God, the smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There was a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself I couldn't hear her poundings to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open the door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her, not for anyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here. An absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash. Another victim of the Firewing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Firewing's Reign of Terror. Green Winter's face reappears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now, so I'm gonna go do some digging on Firewing instead. Let's see where this goes. 4 more tracks. Will we know more? What's the connection between Firewing and this hack murder thing? Which I'm still pretty sure is a robot or a computer. Well, that's probably a good spot to end. Thank you for watching Smash Keys playing Dragonfall. Shadowrun Dragonfall. Leave a comment, maybe. Tell me how you're liking it. Maybe if you're not, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep playing, keep recording, and thank you for watching. You have yourself a nice day.